I'm gonna get started using the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I've really been loving this foundation. I love the matte finish that it gives me. So I use the color in Caramel Beige. Yes. And this foundation reminds me a lot of the, where is it? The BareMinerals, which I've used out a lot. The BareMinerals Ready powder. It's like matte, but not like too matte, and I really like it. So this reminds me of that, but in a liquid form. I'm gonna take the Morphe M439 brush. This is a really good brush for foundation. I'm just gonna stipple it on. So a matte foundation for a matte look. I do like this foundation a lot, but sometimes the color kind of surprises me because it looks really like olive tone, and I already know I'm olive tone, but it's like extra olive until it starts, you know, sinking in the skin, and then it's like, oh, it's okay. And it does a pretty good job at covering like imperfections as well on the face and redness. And make sure you get the hollows between the eyes and the nose. It can look like either uneven. This brush is great, yet sometimes it's just too bulky in certain areas, but you just gotta know how to tilt it and angle it. I'm just getting the jawline right here. Just trying to blend. I'm just gonna take this Sigma kind of flat buffer brush. This is the P80, and what I like to do is I'm gonna do smaller corners around the nose. I'm gonna lightly buff it around. This helps just minimize your pores and gets closer to areas that big ass brush did not get. A little bit on my chin and around the forehead. Okay, now I'm just gonna go in with my BareMinerals concealer. This is in Tan 1, and I'm just gonna spot treat a few areas of concerns. And this is my favorite concealer brush. I love it. So I'm gonna wait and conceal my under eyes after I do my eyeshadow, but I just love doing my foundation first. I just feel like it's a nice clean canvas to work on, and then I feel like working on my eyes. I've tried doing it the opposite, but I get so uninspired that way. Which way do you like to do your makeup? Do you like to do your foundation first or your eyes? Let me know. Okay, so now I'm gonna get started on the eyes, and I'm going for a very like kind of orangey type of look for the fall. This really complements brown eyes really good. So I'm gonna start off with an eyeshadow primer. This is Prolonged Paint Pot Soft Ochre by M.O.P. And I actually like applying this with this is the Urban Decay Naked 3 brush, like double-sided brush. So first I'll just take the regular flat shading side, and you want to apply this a light layer, because if you don't, it gets kind of chunky. And I'm just taking the blending side, and I'm just going to blend that out nicely. So it gives you kind of like a nice white cast to work with, so you can see what you're doing. See the comparison? It'd be hard just to start out like this and use a clear light formula primer, and then trying to work it when I have so many tones going on, but this cancels out a lot of it. And then I'm going to use the Morphe palette. This is the 35N palette, so it's the all matte palette. Here it is, very lovely. I've already marked the colors that I know that I'm going to use. So this color right here, and I'm just gonna use that one, and it sets the primer. Then I'm gonna take a good old blending brush from Morphe. This is the MB43 brush. Really good blending brush, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna take the color right next to it. It's more of an orangey but very light tone, and I'm just gonna work that on the crease area. Use that as a transition shade, a blending shade, just so everything towards the end of the eye look can look more blended out. I'm gonna keep applying it till I build more intensity. I'm using my eye socket and I'm like trying to pack on the product and blend it, using that as a guide. And I like to apply my transition shade a little bit higher just so you can see. And looking at the mirror with your eyes open, wide open, helps you mark the area. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and blend it a little bit higher, so it's on the crease and a little higher than that. Now I'm gonna start packing on some color. This color right here, it's like a light pink salmon color, so I'm gonna apply that on the first part of the eye. Sometimes with matte shades you have to keep packing on the color until you get the right consistency and it shows up. And then I will blend out any harsh lines afterwards. And I'm also hitting the first part towards the inner corner. I'm going to take this more orangey color right here. I'm gonna just turn the brush over and use the other side. And then I'm just gonna pack the middle part of the lid. And again, you want to just build the color because it is matte. So if you have to pack it on 2-3 times or even more, go ahead. It's still a killer palette. So so far these are really light colors, but once I get to darken up the crease and the outer V slightly, then it will make the color it'll just blend in more and look darker and more autumn-ish. Okay, so now I just want to build the intensity on the outer V and finish the eye up. So I'm just gonna take this kind of pencil, a smudging type of brush. This is from Morphe. This is the MB18. I really like this brush for definition on the crease and the outer V of the eye. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna play with some browns and kind of build the intensity up. So I'm going to start out by taking these two browns first, and I'm just gonna mix those up. And I'm gonna go ahead and start working it on the outer V. And you want to start out light and carefully start building it up. Okay, and I'm slowly going towards the crease. I am working it, darkening it. And then I'm also starting to lightly blend towards the crease. So it's already creating some definition right there. Take this color right next to the two browns, and I just want to darken it up a teensy bit on the outer V. I'm gonna take this one right here. It is a more bronzy, lighter brown, and that's just gonna finish the look. So apply that on the crease a little bit and then towards the outer V for more definition. But just the way I was doing it, just continue doing it. I freaking got cut off. Now I'm back. I just applied my Lilly's lashes and they are dramatic as I said like F-U-A. But yes, like wow. It's my first time trying them on, so they're pretty out there. Let me tell you, I've struggled because my lashes are kind of long already and they just kept getting stuck with the lashes. So I think I might have gotten a little glue on my real lashes. I'm just gonna apply a little, just so it blends in. I'm gonna do my bottom lashes. Oh, I'm using the Makeup Forever. This is like a deluxe sample and Smoky Extravagant. I'm really feeling this mascara because it volumizes. A Maybelline Instant Age Rewind concealer. Down towards my nose. Use a little in the middle of my forehead. And this is just for extra highlight on the face. And then I'm gonna go in with my Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just gonna set the under eye. And this is another Morphe M438. I'm really feeling Morphe at the moment. And I'm just gonna set my T-zone mostly because this foundation is pretty matte, so I don't want to set too much because I'm already feeling my skin's on the drier side. I have combo skin, but my skin is just trying out new skincare products. So okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that gel liner because one thing you don't want to forget when you have lashes on is to go over your tight line on the upper lash line so it looks like everything is blended and it looks like it's part of your lashes. And now I just want to warm up my face, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Park Avenue Princess. This is from the Tarte palette. This is the Showstopper palette. I'm using this great brush. This is the Morphe E4 brush. And I really like this brush to bronze up my face. I love how angled it is, and it's really good to blend also lightly. So I'm going to do a light contour right here. Flick it upward towards the temple. I'm going to go ahead towards my forehead. This is a Luxie 207 brush. This is their angled shading brush. I'm going to go ahead and take that Park Avenue Princess again. I'm just going to go ahead and lightly contour the nose. Go ahead and add some champagne pop. Gonna go ahead and add some champagne. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and grab Champagne Pop by Becca's Cosmetics, and I'm just gonna take my finger and apply that right through the middle. Just for some highlight, because a look that's too matte is just way too matte. You're just gonna doll you up, make you look just dull and age you up a little bit. So if you can have a little bit of sparkle with an all matte look, that will just help. You do need a little champagne pop in your life. Apply that on the inner corner of my eyes, just for a little pop. Okay, and then I'm just gonna take the Tarte blush in Fame. Take the e.l.f. blush brush, so soft, love this thing. And I am just gonna apply it on my cheeks. Okay, I want my contour to be a little bit sharper, so I'm gonna take a sponge and some Fix Plus just to wet it and so I can grab as an adhesive. And then I am just going to apply that right under the hollow of the contour, just to sharpen it up and clean it up. Okay, and then I'm just gonna clean it up. And I'm just like doing some finishing touches and cleaning up my look. One thing I like about this Laura Mercier powder is that it has a highlighting effect to it. And it just cleans up anything, like your nose contour, your cheek contour, just cleans it up better. Okay, so we're basically done with everything. ColourPop, it's the Ultra Matte Liquid Lipstick. And this is the color Limbo. I'm going to use a lip brush first, because with these liquid lipsticks, you can't play. Can't play. You gotta take your sweet time doing it, because if you don't, then you're gonna have problems getting it right. And then I'm just going to take a concealer brush and clean out the edges. And then the last thing is I just want to add a little bit more champagne pop for highlight. Very beautiful. I love this brush by Morphe. I love it to set my under eyes too. Okay, and that is